At its height, during the 3rd, 6th centuries CE, Aksum was one of the world's great powers, rivaling Rome and Persia, and controlled critical Red Sea and overland trade routes between Africa, Arabia, and the Greco-Roman world. It minted its own coinage, adopted Christianity early, and erected massive stelae, leaving a legacy visible today in northern Ethiopia's archaeological landscape. But how did such a powerful empire rise to prominence? Hi everyone, welcome to the channel, and today let's find out about the Kingdom of Aksum. Aksum did not spring from South Arabian colonists, but developed as a local polity in the highlands of what is now northern Ethiopia and Eritrea around the 1st century CE. The Greek Periplus of the Erythraean Sea, a handbook for merchants written sometime around the 1st century CE, names Aksum and its port Adulis as a key market for ivory and other African goods. Situated on a plateau near the Red Sea, Aksum controlled both maritime and overland corridors linking the Nile Valley, Arabia, and the Indian Ocean rim. From Adulis, Aksumite merchants exported ivory, tortoiseshell, rhinoceros horn and exotic animal skins to Egypt, Greece, Rome, Arabia and India. By the 3rd century CE, Aksum dominated the Red Sea coast from the Gulf of Aden to Zaila, extracting tribute and securing monopoly access to lucrative maritime commerce. Aksum began minting gold, silver and copper coins in the late 3rd century. These were found as far afield as Caesarea and southern India, proof of extensive trade links. The Periplus describes Adulis as the main hub for passing merchants. Its detailed account underlines Aksum's central role in early global trade networks. Aksum was ruled by Negus, kings, who exercised both political and religious authority. Inscriptions and stelae record military campaigns and diplomatic ties. Christianization under Ezana, mid-4th century CE. King Ezana adopted Christianity, forging political and religious links with Byzantium and ceasing earlier pagan stele building traditions. In the 6th century CE, Aksumite rulers invaded and vassalized parts of Yemen at Byzantium's request, extending the kingdom's influence across the Red Sea. Aksum's obelisks and giant stelae, up to 30 meters tall, marked royal tombs and public spaces. Over 120 survive in the main cemetery today. Archaeological remains include multi-towered palaces and the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion, where tradition holds the Ark of the Covenant resides. Aksumites used the Ge'ez script for royal inscriptions and religious texts, leaving a written record of conquests, trade, and faith. Economic shift, 7th-8th centuries CE. The rise of Muslim maritime powers cut Aksum off from Red Sea trade. Coinage production ceased and coastal ports declined. Internal power shifts toward the Agau-speaking Zagwe dynasty, 12th and 13th centuries CE, marked Aksum's absorption into later Ethiopian polities. In 1980, UNESCO inscribed Aksum's archaeological sites for their testimony to an African civilization that shaped early Christian and global trade histories. In ancient times, several kingdoms rose and fell, but few left behind a legacy as profound and enduring as that of the Kingdom of Aksum. Located in what is today northern Ethiopia and Eritrea, this empire flourished between the 1st and 7th centuries CE and became one of the most powerful states in the ancient world. But what set the Kingdom of Aksum apart from its contemporaries was its strategic location near the Red Sea, which gave it control over vital trade routes connecting Africa, Arabia, and Europe. This allowed Aksum to amass great wealth and influence and to become a key player in the ancient world. Despite its impressive legacy, however, little is known about the origins of the kingdom. While some historians believe that it was founded by South Arabian colonists, recent research suggests that it developed independently in the highlands of northern Ethiopia. The earliest evidence of the kingdom dates back to the 1st century CE, when it was mentioned by Greek and Roman writers as a major producer of ivory and other luxury goods. However, It was during the reign of King Ezana in the mid-4th century CE that Aksum reached its golden age. Under his rule, the kingdom converted to Christianity and became a center of the new faith in Africa. It also expanded its influence over much of Arabia, where it played a key role in the conflicts between the Sasanian and Byzantine empires. One of the most enduring symbols of Aksum are the monolithic stelae that were erected during the kingdom's heyday. These towering stone monuments, some up to 30 meters high, served as both burial markers and symbols of royal power. They are among the oldest and largest standing in human history. Another testament to the kingdom's wealth and power is its adoption of coinage. Aksumite coins, minted in gold, silver and copper, have been found as far away as India and Greece, indicating the extent of the kingdom's trade network. Unfortunately, the kingdom of Aksum eventually declined due to a combination of factors, including the rise of Islam and the decline of long-distance trade. By the 7th century CE, the kingdom had lost its control over the Red Sea and its economy had collapsed. Despite its relatively short lifespan, the kingdom of Aksum left an indelible mark on history. Its strategic location and control over trade routes made it a key player in the ancient world. Its conversion to Christianity made it a center of the new faith in Africa, and its magnificent stelae and coinage are a testament to its wealth and power. Today, the archaeological sites of Aksum are a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a popular tourist destination. Visitors can explore the ruins of palaces, churches and other buildings, as well as the towering stelae that still stand in the ancient city. For those interested in ancient history or African history, the Kingdom of Aksum is a must-visit destination. The remains of this once great empire are a reminder of the rich history of the region and the importance of preserving cultural heritage for future generations. So if you ever have the chance to visit Aksum, be sure to do so. You won't be disappointed. What do you think about the Kingdom of Aksum? How would you rate it among the other ancient civilizations? Tell us in the comments below. And if you like our videos, don't forget to subscribe. Have you ever heard of the Sogdians? Probably not. And that's no surprise, since they were mostly traders who plied their wares along ancient Eurasia's highways, far from the glare of history's spotlight. Yet despite their lack of political power, they built a vast network of diasporic merchant colonies from China to the Mediterranean. They also traded luxury goods and strategic information that shaped empires and left a lasting cultural imprint across Eurasia. We'll take a deep dive into this influential but little-known people, starting with their origins in Central Asia. The Sogdians inhabited the fertile Zarafshan River Valley, which hosted two of their largest city-states, Samarkand and Bukhara, by the 1st century CE. These urban hubs boomed thanks to the arrival of Buddhism and classical Persian culture, but it was the emergence of the Silk Road that truly elevated the Sogdians to prominence. Their homeland, Sogdiana, was first noted in the Greek Periplus of the Erythraean Sea as a crucial relay point for merchants moving between the Hellenistic world and India. As travelers traversed the hazardous mountain passes of the Pamir Mountains, they depended on local guides and provisions. But by the 4th century CE onward, Sogdian merchants capitalized on shifting trade routes, securing caravanserai or roadside inns to refresh weary travelers and partnering with nomadic tribes to protect and expedite long-distance trade. They established permanent diaspora communities, complete with temples, inns and merchant guilds, in key cities such as Chang'an, Turfan and Merv, effectively linking east and west. In fact, the Sogdians became so successful that they were soon catering to not only Rome's demand for luxury Eastern goods, but also China's appetite for Western products. For example, Sogdian colonies, e.g. at Chang'an, ran wine shops, textile workshops, and Zoroastrian fire temples, blending Central Asian and Chinese practices. Moreover, Merchants often accompanied rulers on diplomatic missions, serving as interpreters and cultural ambassadors, such as when they accompanied the embassies sent by the Kushan Emperor Kanishka to the court of the Han dynasty in China. Sogdians were pivotal in extending Buddhism along the Silk Road, carrying scriptures and serving as translators. They were also instrumental in spreading Manichaean and Zoroastrian ideas. As mentioned earlier, they played a significant role as financiers and insurers due to their need to transport large sums of money and precious goods. Sogdian merchants used their own coinage and developed a unique system of credit notes known as Sogdian letters, which have been found in Dunhuang dating to the early 4th century CE. These findings suggest that Sogdians often lent money to traveling merchants, acting as bankers and moneylenders. But what exactly did they trade? Well, their commodity list was as diverse as their trading partners. Heading eastward, they carried silk and spices, among other things, and heading west, they transported furs, honey, silver, and horses. However, their trade wasn't merely about the exchange of goods. The Sogdians also brokered the flow of information across Eurasia, keeping their fellow merchants informed about market trends, political climates, and potential threats. For instance, a Sogdian merchant named Soghomon traveled to Constantinople around 550 CE, according to the secret history of the Mongols. He was so impressed by the wealth and power of the Eastern Roman Emperor that he returned to Mongolia to persuade the ruler, Bulan, to attack and plunder the city. Soghomon argued that although Constantinople was heavily fortified, its defenses could be breached, and the emperor was unjustifiably wealthy, making it a prime target for an attack. Sogdians like Soghomon thus served as intermediaries not just for goods, but also for critical political intelligence, shaping interactions between empires. Their influence can be seen in various spheres of life, including religion. Sogdian colonies often featured temples and shrines, such as the one dedicated to Anahita, the goddess of water and fertility, which was discovered in the ruins of Panjakent. Archaeological evidence suggests that the Sogdians syncretized their beliefs with local faiths, creating unique hybrid practices. For example, a Sogdian gravestone found in Kashgar displays a mixture of Zoroastrian and Buddhist iconography, reflecting the fusion of religious traditions along the Silk Road. Furthermore, the Sogdians facilitated the spread of Buddhism by transporting scriptures and serving as translators. This is evident in the presence of Buddhist manuscripts written in Sogdian script, such as the Diamond Sutra, which was unearthed in a cave at Bezeklik. These Sogdian translations played a vital role in disseminating Buddhist teachings across Central Asia, but perhaps the most enduring legacy of the Sogdians lies in their art and language. Sogdian script, which was adapted from the Khotanese script, enabled them to record their language and facilitate communication across the Silk Road. This script is crucial for understanding Sogdian history and culture, as it allowed them to leave behind written records, including contracts, legal documents, and even poetry. Moreover, their distinct artistic style can be seen in numerous murals and manuscripts that have survived along the Silk Road. One notable example is the Sogdian merchant depicted on a 6th century silk banner found in Turfan. The banner showcases a Sogdian man wearing traditional garments and holding a staff, symbolizing his role as a trader. Similarly, Sogdian motifs and iconography are evident in manuscripts such as the 8th century Astana Derman, which contains Zoroastrian texts written in Sogdian script. These artistic expressions not only reflect Sogdian identity, but also provide insights into the cultural exchanges along the Silk Road. However, the story of the Sogdians was not without its challenges. By the 8th century CE, several factors contributed to the decline of the Sogdian trade network. The Arab conquests in Persia and internal rebellions in Chinese territories disrupted their established routes and partnerships. Moreover, The rise of new trading centers, such as those along the Indian Ocean, offered alternative routes that may have diminished the importance of Sogdian intermediaries. Eventually, the Sogdians were assimilated into the new Islamic and Tang societies, losing their distinct cultural identity. But the question remains, if the Sogdians were essentially merchants, what impact did they have on history? The answer might surprise you. Although the Sogdians lacked political power, their influence on shaping cultural, economic and religious exchanges along the Silk Road was profound. They fostered the spread of Buddhism, Zoroastrianism and Manichaeism, leaving behind architectural and literary treasures that continue to captivate scholars today. Their ability to adapt to diverse cultures while preserving their own traditions is a testament to their resilience and cultural sophistication. And even though they were gradually absorbed into new societies, their commercial and artistic legacies endured in Central Asian heritage. Today, their story is celebrated at UNESCO Silk Road sites and through ongoing archaeological research. Recent discoveries, such as the 2025 Genetic Archaeological Study, have shed light on the Sogdians' role in relaying vital political intelligence back home, which profoundly affected the dynamics between the Gökturks and Tang China. As we continue to explore the rich tapestry of the Silk Road, the contributions of these enigmatic traders serve as a reminder of the profound impact of cultural exchange on shaping Eurasian history. What do you think? Did you know about the Sogdian merchants before watching this video? What surprised you the most about their story, and what more would you like to learn about them? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Before we go, please remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Give us a thumbs up and share this video with others. Thanks for watching and see you next time.